What's poppin'? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Let's see here. Let's see if we are live everywhere. I would imagine so. This setup is pretty dope. As far as not trying to flex on the shit that I just spent money on, but I'm saying it's awesome to just be able to just kind of like, snap your fingers basically, and just kind of hit a few buttons and have shit work. Just have the camera here. I'd like to do a whole video. Like I've told a couple people this, and I've been meaning to do it, but I want to do a whole video on sort of like everything that I kind of have here now, because it's pretty. I think it's not from like a cool. It's not like fucking cool. Like, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but that's not why I want to do it. I want to do it because if somebody wants to do, any sort of the stuff that I'm trying to do here with either podcasts or a little bit of video editing or even gaming. I mean, like, I don't do a lot of gaming, but whatever it is that you want to do, I think that this environment here that I've kind of crafted with the help of a lot of other people and a lot of other advice, I think it's pretty dope. So I would like to make some sort of kind of like a culmination video on everything, just so people know, like, kind of what it. I don't want to say like what it takes, but just even some ideas. Just even some ideas on, what to kind of think about. And if you wanted to get any of the things that I have, sort of my opinion on them, just as another person kind of using the shit. By no means an expert, but I think, I could have some helpful insights. I'll do that here, hopefully soon. But, yeah, it's coming along. I honestly don't have a shit ton to talk about today. I didn't do a lot of stuff, and I do have a couple things that I kind of thought about, and a couple of little experience type things. So we'll probably just flip over here to the old screen share after I look at something here. Yeah. Okay. So let's just do that. Let's flip over here. All right. So so this is what we got. So not too much stuff, and again, I'm kind of liking this. I think this is a little more interactive. It's not just like looking at my face. I could probably make these a little bit better, but they're kind of they were just notes. So hockey. I don't play hockey tournaments too often, but I've been playing one in this weekend. It's actually with the NBHL Pittsburgh. So if you're not following this and you like hockey, go follow it. It's pretty cool. It's awesome how the game has evolved just since I started playing, when I was like 16, I guess, or whatever. And yeah, so I mean, a lot of people that probably pass through here are probably part of the deck hockey community and ball hockey community. But if you're not following NBHL Pittsburgh division specifically, you should go do that. There you go. That's a plug. But yeah, as far as like the tournament and everything itself, it's going good. I'm playing like shit, in my opinion. I'm not scoring, but good team, a lot of great talent out there, and it's just broader picture, because it's not really about, I don't want to make it about like the fucking way that I'm playing or anything, because that's not super important. I think that it's really cool to be a part of, in this case, ball hockey, but like in any case, when you see something growing and you're a part of it from, in any sort of way, like from its, lower, I don't know, like lower level of awareness to like how it continues to grow. Like just in my, ball hockey time, playing career, whatever you want to call it, like past, I would say 8 years maybe, so many more decks have popped up, so many, more opportunities for people to play have arose. So it's really cool to see. That's pretty much it, and I'm happy that I get to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, we are playing in that today, and then we have a little bit more tomorrow. Yeah, and I play hockey every day, I guess. I don't know. I was super tired, so I just took a nap after that. and that's why I really didn't get too much stuff done. I wanted to come home and do some more editing, but it played in a torrential downpour, and I didn't have the like I didn't give a shit. Like I just didn't come home and do anything. So oh well. But then I had to do some like random like tasks like around the house and stuff like that. Took care of that, and I caught the end of that Penguins game. So I want to talk about this real quick because I talked about it in a podcast episode briefly with the one with Dave Cup. But I don't watch sports really. It's weird. People like I think Dave was a little shocked when I told him that, and I think other people might be like, "What?" Because like I play a lot of hockey, right? And I'm involved in, I guess, sports, but like I definitely don't watch basketball. I don't watch baseball, football, not even really, and like hockey would be like the first one that I would watch, but truthfully, I don't really watch it that much, and I don't really know why. I think it's just normally that like I don't care too much unless like the one thing that I always try to watch is if it goes to 3-on-3 overtime because I love that. And then I caught the end of it because I saw it was in overtime. And, I can basically get 90% of the story from just scrolling through my Facebook feed anyway. So it's like, why do I even need to watch the game? But yeah, I don't know. It's just something about me. It's always been like I would always rather play sports rather than watch them. And then like if I'm playing them, then I don't really feel the need to kind of watch them or anything. So just a weird thing about me, but it looks like, I don't know, what I caught of it, the overtime period, it seemed a little slow, seemed a little rusty. Not like terribly, but and they ultimately lost. So I don't know. It's just an interesting thing. They'll probably bounce back or lose in the first round and get Alexis Lafreniere. I think that's how you say it. So we'll see. But yeah, so just caught that. And yeah, like I said, that's pretty much where we're at. So I want to talk about a couple things that were just on my mind. I was actually like after hockey today and just kind of like sitting around and like kind of recouping from this weekend so far a little bit. I had this idea, or this thought rather. I was just my mind is always wandering, and I had this thought that these podcasts and stuff that I'm doing, and I'll just like switch back because there's nothing really else. These podcasts and things that I'm doing right now, like AM and the PM and Fueled by Progress, how Amanda's helping with all this stuff, and I'm trying to build these things up. I just had this kind of like epiphany, honestly, truthfully, I was in the shower and I was just thinking, and I had this like epiphany, and I told Amanda about this, and I was like, how do I phrase this? I just thought about it, and I was like, you know what? What we're doing right now with these podcasts is genius, in my opinion. So let me expand on that, because that sounds kind of arrogant a little bit and like extremely shallow in nature. Like there needs to be defined a little bit more. Let's take them. I mean, they're kind of similar, but like, for AM and the PM, let's just do that one first. For AM and the PM, like me and Amanda talking about our relationship, talking about the things we're doing, talking about the stuff we're going through. There's probably a lot of people that give a shit about that. But I would probably venture a guess that mostly women care more about like relationship stuff and advice and like topics and stuff like that. But there's probably a decent amount of couples that could benefit from hearing that, right? So I think there's a lot, a lot of good that can come from that. And I'm excited about that. And we've already had some guest couples on, and those are doing great, right? And so I think that's interesting. That one's definitely good. I would say it's a little more niche than Fueled by Progress, which I'll talk about now. Because Fueled by Progress was like the thing that kind of like came to my mind when I was like in this mind state of like, you know what, this is a pretty good idea. Like let me think about this more and try to wrap my head around this. It's so like I don't want to sound like I came up with this idea, because I didn't. Like I basically like took this idea from other people that are doing really good stuff in the space, right? Like big dudes like Joe Rogan and a bunch of other people, right? But like what you don't understand, and I want to comment on sort of like I want to try to tie this together. I haven't thought about how to present this, so I apologize for the sporadic nature of what I'm saying here, but I think the idea of having like a podcast or a talk show or somewhere where you have a goal of like getting better, right, for Fuel by Progress, or anything. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, it could be sports related, it could be business related, whatever. When you have something, a goal like that in mind, and then you start involving other people, and it's not just you talking. I mean, the opportunity for growth is just like exponential, because you're involving other people, you're involving other people's spheres, and then like it's like, wow, now I have Joe Schmo on. They share it with their friends or whatever, their sphere, and then they watch it, and then maybe they like it, and then maybe you can get guests out of that sphere, and it just keeps going. Like it's like a resource that you're never going to run out of. You're never going to run out of guests, because there's tons of interesting people. Like, think about the least interesting person you know, and you could still do a guest episode with them. You know what I'm saying? And you can still talk to them about, I mean, again, if you're a little more niche, then it's tough. But like what I'm doing is kind of broad, and I'm just trying to like bring different people's perspectives and you know, kind of like their thoughts and stuff like that and their expertise into one place and talk about it. I know that this is fucking genius. Like that's the epiphany that it came to. And I just need to continue to be consistent with it and just keep working it, because I know that is, with all the other things that I want to do, I know that is going to be a great success. I can just visualize it now, that is something that can definitely have a ton of upside. And I was happy about that. And the reason that this all, I think, came to mind now is because just over this weekend, I've seen a lot of people that I know, mostly again in the ball hockey community, but a lot of people that I haven't seen in a decent amount of time. And I can't tell you how many people have said, like have mentioned to me, said something about the podcast, whether it's Fuel by Progress or AM&PM, mostly Fuel by Progress, but you know what I'm saying? Like people know, because I put the stuff on there, and then I share it out to my personal spheres and all that sort of stuff. And you know, it's just interesting to see how things start to grow, you know, and start to, you know, slowly, you know, get to the next level. And when you have people start to like actual awareness that you can see, you know, and people saying, oh wow, hey, you have a podcast, you know, when am I gonna be on, stuff like that, like regardless of whether or not like they're joking or whatever, like it doesn't fucking matter, like, you know, like it's just like I'm putting shit out into the world and people at least see it. I'm not saying like you have to consume it, that's not what I mean. It's just like it's there, people see it, some people are going to consume it. Like if you think about it realistically, right, what's the percentage of people that are actually your target audience? You know, I mean, depending on what it is, it's going to be a different percentage for everyone. I don't know what mine is specifically, but let's just say let's say 20% of people or something like that. It's probably a little bit higher for kind of the stuff that I'm doing. But the point that I'm trying to make is your target audience is out there somewhere. It's kind of hard to find sometimes, but as long as you're putting things out there and people are starting to hear your voice or like your message and what you're doing and everything like that, it's just going to continue, you know? Think about you know, just like anything that you consume or anything that you see on a regular basis, you're more likely to engage with it. You're more likely to at least like say, oh wow, hey, what is this person up to and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just, like I said, I had that epiphany. I was like, and this is just genius, because there's so many people that, you know, we could have on FBP, so many couples we could have on AM and the PM and just talk, you know, and that's what I love to do. And I think that it's going to be great and very valuable content for a lot of people, and we'll just keep doing it until we don't want to do it anymore. And hopefully that'll never happen. But I mean, you know, And then the one other thing that I should mention is I watched a video, just like quick little thing, like as I was like eating dinner or whatever. It was like on how to monetize a podcast, and I'd really like to focus on that a little bit more. We do make tiny money from the anything actually shown on like Anchor. So meaning anything that you watch on a podcast player, like everything, basically anywhere you can see it but YouTube, we make money from if you listen to like the ad portions in there. But YouTube is annoying as fuck because you have to have like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time and shit like that in order to get that, ad revenue. And so we're going to have to probably figure out a different way to monetize that, at least up front, if we want to make any money. Because I have a high, I have a very, I'm confident that a lot of people are going to watch on YouTube, is what I'm saying. So we probably need to find a way to monetize that avenue if we want to have that continued. I have a lot of different ideas. We'll see what happens ultimately, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I don't know. Sometimes you need a little bit of confidence boost that you're continuing for you to continue to do things that are like not like hard, but just like take up time and energy, and you want to make sure that people are at least seeing the stuff that you're putting out, and some people are giving a shit, and I know that is the case, so we're going to continue to do it, and we're going to try to expand it as much as we can. That is going to be a very near future project. I don't know what month or what set of months, or maybe like a quarter, or something, where it's going to be like expanding audience monetization. Like I just have to fucking double down on that while consistently getting the content out, but no longer focusing on the little things here and there. We're very close to that. I've been saying it for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. So we're moving in the right direction. Just, it's a process. But yeah, other than that, what else we got here? Tomorrow, more hockey. It's Sunday. You never know how long you're going to be playing. Should probably edit some content, and I really need to make sure that I get the stuff kind of like off this desktop, because there's too many. There's literally over a terabyte of stuff on here, so I need to like kind of condense that all down before I start editing. Ideally, before I start editing these week's episodes for AM and the PM and Fueled by Progress. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go either work or I don't know, do something. Maybe go to sleep. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. As always, thank you for the support. And yeah, we're just going to keep on getting it here. So thanks again. Talk to you tomorrow.